Alright, so our first main mission is rescue our infiltrator, which is definitely something that we want to do. In the mission details, oftentimes we'll see, for example, here, purchase information. We found a dirty cop. If we pony up some cash, he'll spill his guts about a few security blind spots in this holding facility, which could really help us with our little jailbreak. Now, the purpose of this, aside from spending money, is to give us information on perhaps another way in, an easier way to accomplish whatever our mission objective is. Money well spent. According to our contact, there's a secondary entrance on the western side of the complex with an unlocked door that's mostly ignored and half-assed security at best. Notice that this section is sort of highlighted in white letters. That is subtly telling us that this is the really important thing to pay attention to when we're reading our our mission details. A few months back, heavy cables, hint hint, zip lines that never got any electricity pumped into them are still anchored to a building on the southern complex. So there's a second option that they're basically telling us is a way for us to get in. Those would give us a great way over the fence if you've got the right gear. Hint hint. The right gear meaning the right skill. Basically upgraded to make it so that way you successfully use the zipline and don't plummet to your death by chance. So there's that, and what we can do is we can activate the ping, which is basically going to go ping and let us know exactly where this quest happens to be. And you can have multiple pings for multiple missions active at any given time, and then you can clear pings, for example, here and stuff like that. Okay, so that's exactly, I think, what I want to do. There is the relay beacons, which is the only other mission that we have right now. We're in no hurry to do that. There are a total of 9 of them spread out all over the place, and again, the relay beacons are simply our respawn points. It's a really good idea before going into a mission, for example, like this one here, to go to wherever the nearest relay beacon is and activate it. Just, of course, for the very beginning of the game, or maybe new areas or something like that. Try to hit the nearest beacon first, because your whole team may get wiped out, and you don't want to go from all the way back to your last nearest beacon, which maybe is a really long way away. In this case, these two beacons are actually relatively close to each other, I want to say, but we'll go over to this beacon anyway, just to get it active, up and running, and maybe hit up some other things along the way. I want you to set up relay beacons. Right. Okay, cool. Can we get rid of this now? No, it's still going to show me. This game sometimes nags you with these tutorial missions until you do them a certain way. Alright, so now we're off. These are pretty cool right here. Let's take a look at these as we're passing by. If we activate our world scan, we can see that these I can't remember what these are actually called. These control boxes or generators or whatever they are. These are connected, as you can see by the blue lines, to certain security features. For example, doors, cameras, and things like that. Now again, as we can see, this is actually connected to the security door here. We could either A, hack into it, which requires level 2, which we don't have, or 2, we could hardwire this this control power station thing, whatever. But both...
Alright, we're in business. The company's got me all set up to help us take Dengler down. His control over Dracogenics gives him control over ResTech, and his control over ResTech gives him control over everyone who wants it. I helped smuggle an older version out of their R&D labs, and we're going to use it to keep your agents in the field despite casualties. But that's a short-term fix. Long-term, a benefactor has supplied us with a virus that we can use to take control of his ResTech satellite systems. Ultimately, our plan is for you to get into Dracogenics' main tower to install the virus directly into their hardware. Right now, though, we've got to build up our company's presence here, working on getting you all the gear, money, and tech that we'll need to make that final assault. Because I don't think they're going to let us just waltz through the front door.
Okay. So that's our main mission upgraded. or updated, I should say. Kind of giving us an end game goal, but I have a feeling that that may be just simply chapter 1 of where this game is going. What's up, chat? This mask. Can I take this off now? Like I've fulfilled my okay. I've worn the mask because I have to, because I made a deal with Diablo. can I take that off now? Because it's like it's pushing in my nose like this, and I have a feeling that that's affecting like my voice or something. I don't know. It feels weird too after a while. All right, so what was I saying before that suddenly came in? Oh, right. Let's just call them generators. These generators, thank you. These generators are powering certain security things. We can either, for example, hack the door with our hacking seal. We can hardwire the generator. If we can't do that, we could risk simply blowing this thing up. But that is definitely going to raise alarms. Anytime you destroy anything that is attached to a security system, that's going to definitely cause an alert, whereas hacking or hardwiring simply is confusing the system, and so like the enemy forces don't actually know that that's happening. But we're not messing with that right now, but I thought I would just kind of mention that as we were passing by. Now we've already got our hijacking skill. I don't think it's too early for us to start. Whoa. Okay. This is something really important that you have to keep your eyes open for. These flashing notifications here are going to tell us all sorts of different things. Like, for example, my weapons are still out. We are out in full public now, and I almost walked up to this area where those security guys were walking around. If they would have saw me, then I would have been like kill on sight, I think, or something like that. Gotta pay attention to that, to these flashing indicators, things like that. What is this one? Alert level 0. Okay. There's 4 boxes for 4 different notifications. But yeah, gotta make sure that you're not walking around with guns out, because it'll just get ugly real fast because of that. Can you guys hear the game sound okay? Because for me, it's gotten really, really low. I can't really hear anything over myself talking. Or alongside it even. Let's see. I've spotted an ATM. Let's go do that, because the sooner we get money, the better. These ATMs, we're not actually drawing out money from, I don't think, but simply planting a bug of sorts that is going to sort of leak very slowly money into our account. Undetectable. And there are multiple ATMs that can be hacked in each district. So here in downtown, I think there's like, I want to say like 8 or 9 of them or something like that. And each ATM that you hack, ooh, I completely forgot that there was a camera right there too. If that camera saw me doing that, just like maybe a security force or whatever, then I would have been in trouble. But I was distracted by the hot chick. That's why. Each one of those ATMs that you have hacked raises your money per second draw or something like that. And Brett actually came into the last live stream when I was just practicing and learning the game or whatever, and he was like, so basically you could just let your game run all night then without you actually playing it, and it will make you rich. No, it doesn't work like that actually. After, I want to say, 5 minutes of inactive, for example, maybe clicking or something like that, like moving around, then the game will automatically like open up the menu and go to like research, for example, and that pauses your gains. It pauses the money being drawn into your account. So they did actually put something in that to prevent people from simply making themselves rich overnight. My voice is out of sync? I wonder why that would be. Like, how bad is it out of sync? Like, just a little bit or a lot? It only looks maybe a little out of sync. I'm not sure why it's doing that. If it gets really bad, then let me know, and maybe I'll just like refresh the stream or something like that. Just a little bit. Somebody else said a lot. Okay, well, we'll hang in there for now. I think. Let's continue on with some exploration. So let's see. We've got ourselves an ATM. We're heading over to the police station, right, where they're holding our infiltrator. Infiltrator is one of our, I want to say the most powerful, one of the most powerful agents that we have available to us. There's another relay beacon up ahead. Ah, right, that's the one that we saw earlier, isn't it? Yep. This one over here. Welcome to the pit, boys. There's another generator right there, probably connected to things like the nearby security cameras and stuff that we saw. The unlimited ammo, by the way, is only for your secondary weapon. That's not for example. Shit, put the gun away. That's not for example, our rifles or anything like that. There is limited ammo for those. So if you're in an extended firefight and you're shooting a lot, then you're going to be stuck with your pistols, possibly soon after. Now, I believe that these relay beacons will refill your ammo, and also there are ammo boxes which are really rare to find. They're not something that's dropped either, or are they? That's probably what we're picking up from the security guys that we're killing. But when I mean ammo boxes, I mean there are, let's call them ammo chests, actually, for a difference. There are large chests that when you walk up to them, like a relay beacon, I think, will refill your ammo. Ammo boxes, I guess we'll say, are what, for example, this guy might drop if I were to kill him. Okay, so how far are we now from the station? You can actually click and extend this mini-map, which is nice. The problem is that it doesn't actually save like that. Every time I start up the game, I have to readjust how big my mini-map is. I kind of wish it would remember when I make that. Ah, here we go. There's our ping. We can also see on the mini-map as well. So yeah, we just gotta head straight southwest. Anywhere you want, pretty much, as well. No matter where your agents are, you can go ahead and right-click on the ground, even if it's a place that you haven't even discovered, and your agents will start moving to that location. It's a good idea to keep an eye sometimes on the minimap. Thankfully, this isn't one of those games where you have to constantly look at the minimap. But it's a good idea because it will help identify when, for example, you're seeing things like ATMs or whatever that you can hack into. Of course, you can see it from your main map, but that may be later after you've long since passed it. Whereas if you see it on the mini-map, then you can go, oh, cool, there's an ATM, and go unlock it. Okay, so this is the police station, and they said, right from our dirty cop, right, that on the west side, there is a door. Ah, this is it, right here. With the half-assed security, as they put it. I'm freaking paranoid that my guns are out sometimes when I don't want them to be. Alright, so there's our elevator. Now from here forward, we are now, as you can see from the flashing, we are now trespassing into a secure territory. So if anybody sees us, we're going to be in trouble. So from here on, we need to make sure that we're in stealth mode. So hugging up, for example, against these walls, no matter where we go, is a good practice. And you can see they've kind of got that Metal Gear crouch thing going, like while you're moving around, which is good. So every time I move, I make sure that I'm huddled up against some kind of wall. So now that we're inside the area, well, even before then, you want to start kind of looking around and figuring out where is your objective, because that would help, you know, right? It seems like most of the time, what we want to do is access this. There are these restricted areas, and this will more than likely, I think, be the objective of whatever your mission is in these security areas, these secure locations. We have to be exceptionally careful though, because there are cameras everywhere. Because of that, what I tend to do is I prioritize disabling the camera systems. So we're looking for example, this box right here, for our hacker to access, and then that's going to disable the cameras for a very good long while. We don't have an actual number as far as how long that lasts, I don't think. Or maybe that's what that number is. And I've got spotted. This is bad. Shit, that was close. Okay. I only wanted one guy to get out his pistol, but they all did. I'm going to assassinate this guy. There we go. That's one less problem for us. And I did it with the soundless pistol. Ah! Here is our ammo crate. You can see from the bullet icons letting us know. Okay. Actually... Whoops. Alt 2. There we go. Okay. So everybody now has their big guns out, which is what I want. Gotta be real careful, because these patrols, like the guys wandering around, are really not predictable for the most part, it seems like. And they have very large patrol patterns as well. They don't just kind of like hang out in one small area. They wander maybe around the entire complex and crisscrossing each other and stuff like that. It can get really... Uh-oh. Somebody's coming. Oh god. Hurry up. Get in there. This is not good. As soon as I pop out, it's going to be a gunfight. Shit. Here we go. Bad timing, unfortunately. I don't know. Okay. There's our infiltrator. Okay, so now we've got our fourth agent. We need to get the hell out of here. Last time I was standing around talking about shit, more guys came. Alright, let's go. Everybody. Okay, so we're going to take this door, and this is going to put us over here. I'm not sure if this is a good way out. We should probably just go the way that we came. Actually, now that I think about it. The cameras are back on. That's interesting. Okay, so we need to open up the security on this door and haul ass. Go, 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 go. Cool, we made it, I think. Without attracting attention by the cameras. We did have to gun down a couple of guys, though. Timing on that kind of sucked. But it's cool. We totally made it out without a big issue. Ah, so we found a prototype. Now we're going to go into the researching aspect here pretty soon. Excellent work. Looks like the band's back together. On the way out, the agents also got their hands on a prototype weapon. It's up to you. You can either send it off to the research and development department and try to mass produce the weapon, or you can give it to one of your agents right away. Be warned though, we only have one prototype. If your agents are killed in the field with that weapon, it could be tough getting our hands on another one. So yeah, you can either use it now, or better, you should probably just go ahead and start researching it, otherwise you might lose it. So we got ourselves a Lincoln .405 revolver. It's since we're in a nice, well, actually, hang on, are my guns still out? Yes, they are. Put away the guns, people. There we go. Okay. Now that we're not trespassing anymore, let's go ahead and take a look at our research. So here is our revolver. Nicknamed the Dirty Harvey, is a classy piece of kit. This revolver is old stock but extremely reliable and a heavy hitter. So for the price of might as well, what is that, 6,000? Yeah, you might as well say $6,000. We can research how to mass produce the Lincoln. I'm going to go ahead and say research, so that will begin the process. We don't have enough money for it. What this is going to do is it's going to, over this amount of time, 16 minutes 31 seconds, it's going to drain me of $5,946, which I don't even have. So I'm going to be at zero here really soon. So I think what I'll do for now is, since we're already researching it, I think it's safe. I'm just going to go ahead and pause that research and wait till we actually have the money and then do the research after that. Because if I let it drain me to zero, then we won't be able to do things like bribe for info, or scan for new DNA for our clones and things like that. You don't want to be broke. Even in video games, you don't want to be broke. Okay, so we've got an update on our main mission. Our main missions. Find the, what was it? Info broker, I think. Yeah. For logistics and tech support, we're going to need some researchers of our own. Oh, find researchers. Yeah, not info broker. We'd get a great start on our own little tech division, except that the chief I've got in mind works for another corp. The good news is we know she's unhappy there, and any decent bribe will get her out. Our target has been spotted lurking around the Western Gap, or Frankie's Drop as the locals like to call it. Once there, use your support agent's world scan ability to run facial recognition protocols to pinpoint the researcher. Go ahead and activate that ping. That's actually really close by, so we'll go ahead and do that next. We've got a new icon here in the Ronin Industries security area. It's probably updated back in, yep, here, the downtown district. Also, we've got another one, the bank. This is a fun one. We're going to basically rob the bank. Very similar to what we just did at the police station. Find the secure location, get into it, and get out, hopefully without getting turned into Swiss cheese in the process. Ronin Inc. Droid repairs, parts, and storage. They've got a stranglehold on the city's droid market and have these big Ronin compounds in every district. This one's basic storage compound filled with parts, completed droids that need repairs, that sort of thing. But the city's maintenance drones also use this place as a repair and refuel station. These little guys are everywhere and have access to almost every part of the city. We should be able to use this to our advantage. Doesn't say exactly what we're getting out of it or whatever, but I believe I want to say that's where we're gonna get maybe another prototype or something like that. Sometimes you'll get, for example, new prototypes to research. Sometimes it will do neat things like slow the camera's facial recognition, so it will just kind of see you, but it won't immediately raise the alarms or whatever. and then so that gives you time to run away from the camera's detection area, for example, without actually anything happening. There are other things as well, like reducing the number or reducing the reaction time that when an alert phase happens, like that the enemy agents will come to your location, things like that. See you later. Alright, so what did I say we're gonna do? We're gonna hit this this relay beacon here. Probably gonna discover another ATM along the way, and we're gonna find our researcher. And then I think after that, since we're so close by, we'll go into Ronin, and then I'm gonna make my way over to the bank. I think a couple more things will pop up along the way. The bank isn't so bad. I know how to handle it now. Okay. It's never too late and never a bad time to start looking for new people to hijack for their DNA. However, I will say this. I noticed at some point when I was upgrading my skills that, who was it? Is it the hacker or support or somebody? Let's go to loadout and skills. Wait a minute, was it a skill or... At some point, I can't remember what happened, but I was actually able to decrease the cost. As it is now, if I want to get more info about a citizen and their DNA for cloning, it costs $20 every single time, which is kind of an annoying thing that they put in this game, I'll be honest. But I suppose it adds to the depth and the consequence factor or whatever. But basically, it can get expensive fast when you start examining a lot of people, what their DNA is and stuff like that for hijacking them and making clones from their DNA. But there is something, I think it was a mission, I want to say now, that once I completed it, it actually reduced the cost of that by half. I think maybe it was a skill. Let's go take a look at the skills again, because support, right? Yeah, world scan. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Here it is. Here it is. It is a skill upgrade. Okay, so the world scan upgrade can be upgraded. I was wrong on that earlier. So it increases the radius, actually, also, of how big the scan area is, and cost of purchasing info on scanned individuals reduced by 50%, which is very, very nice. Going from $20 to $10 is a big deal, I think. With our researching costs as high as they are for prototypes and things like that, that's going to help us out, especially in the early game, of course. I see another ATM. Let's go tap into that, shall we? Gotta be careful, though. Like I said, things like Dracogenics security forces or whoever that are wandering around. You can see them. They're easy to identify, like this. They've I want to say always got like flashlights from their helmets. Sometimes drones following them around like this. And aside from the lights, they also really look quite different, especially with the guns hanging out like that. They're easy to identify. You want to make sure you're not doing things like hijacking people, tapping or hacking into ATMs, things like that with those guys around, because it'll just get ugly. Same thing with this camera. I don't want it pointing on me when my hacker's doing its thing. There we go. We're good. Alright, so that just upped our resource generating from ATMs. We gotta head over to this ping. That's where our researcher is, right? And then we'll hit the world scan. Ooh, there's another relay beacon over here, actually. Let's do that.